Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be back. First off, I just gotta say I kind of took like a hiatus and I was MIA for a little while. That was way too many terms in just like 14 seconds. Anyways, I've been a little busy. We've started some sports, we've had holidays, it's springtime, so work has picked up for me a little bit. It's just been kind of crazy. So I am recouped and I'm ready just to get back in full swing and start putting up videos. I'm going to start doing them. I'm going to do another one tomorrow and I'm going to do one on Friday and maybe even, I'm thinking Saturday. I'm hoping for Saturday, and we're going to try and do this from now on. I want to do at least 3 videos a week from now on. So I just thought this video, by the title you already know, is totally about what am I saying? What am I saying? I'm not even gonna stop this video. We're just gonna roll with it, okay? I don't know what's happening, but we're gonna roll with it. Anyway, my diaper bag is completely empty right now, and from the holidays and everything, it was just the time to go ahead and completely gut it and restock everything. Just make sure that I have everything with the weather changing and things like that, and us being a little bit more busy all around. Just now it's a good time to restock, and I thought, let's make a video. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So here's my diaper bag. She is large and in charge, okay? So I'm not going to show you this hectic mess I have surrounding me of everything that's going in here, because you're going to be like, you're going to fit all that in that bag? Yes, but it's because I don't carry a purse. I just carry my wallet and stuff with me in the diaper bag. That way I can always be ready and I don't have to have 2 things and like manage 4 kids in 2 bags, you know, it's kind of a lot. So we're just gonna go ahead and start off with everything that I put in there for me right now. So first off, my wallet. Like I said, I don't carry a bag, so I just carry my wallet, and if I need to go to like the store or whatever I'm doing by myself, then I'll just yank this out of the diaper bag and no big deal. So I carry my wallet, my keys. That's another thing. We have a hook when we walk into our house to put our keys, but for some reason I just can't manage to do that. And then I yell at my husband, like, how come you lose your keys all the time? Well, he's doing the same thing I do. So I always put this in the diaper bag. That way I know when I run out to get Gleason to school that the car's just gonna start, because there's no actual key on it. It's just one of those fob things. So once this is in the car, I know that it's gonna start. Or at least I hope it's gonna start, and then I don't have to search frantically for keys. So that's always in there. Lady stuff, just in case. You just never know. I'm being honest with you guys. I'm putting everything in that I would normally put in. I'm not like, it's all for reals. Okay. And then I'll move on to the essentials, which are diapers. I actually don't use Huggies. These were given to us, I want to say during my diaper shower, and although they work fine, I've actually had way more blowouts with Huggies than any other diaper brand. And to be honest, we normally use Well Beginnings, because they're right here. I use the diaper brand of this because my grandma actually works for Walgreens and she gets a discount, so she's always, I see her every 2 weeks and she always brings me diapers. So we just have always used this. We've used it for pretty much all 4 of our kids, and they've always been great. I've never had any blowouts. They really don't leak if they're left on too long or anything like that, like overnight. They don't leak. We just stick with what we know, and we like those a lot. Then Barrett is still only 3 years old, and so he still wears a nighttime at night. So if we're out, like for instance, last night we went to my mom's house for my brother's birthday. I always bring a diaper and an extra pair of underwear just in case he has a little dribble, or if he's gonna fall asleep before we get home, he has a diaper that we can just change him into. So that's always in here as well. Then for the boys, I always have an extra pair of socks. They pretty much all wear the same size socks. Glayson's they're getting a little bit snug on Gleason because like he's 7, so they're getting a little bit snug now, but just in case you just never know. So we always have socks. Lainey always has extra bows. These are just what has been in here for like the last 2 weeks, hence the bunnies. Let's see, what else we put in there. I always bring this little kit with me. This has our sunscreen, our Orajel. We don't really use Orajel unless like she is just like, for instance, she's 8 months old and this is the same one, and I want to say it's still all the way full. Like, yeah, I mean, it's only, it's not really empty at all or even close. So Oragel's in there, some Highland gas drops, some saline in case like for boogies and stuff, and then an enema bulb. There's 2 enema bulbs. So just as, oh, and there's also Benadryl. There's a topical and there's also a bottle of Benadryl in here. You're not supposed to use Benadryl on babies. However, I see there's an exception to that. Like if we're out, we're playing, we're having a good time, and then somehow or some way she gets stung by something, I feel like it's going to be more beneficial and benefit her more if she had Benadryl to take away any kind of allergic reaction she could have versus the harm that could come from Benadryl. Of course, we wouldn't give her or any of the kids too much. It would just be just enough just to make sure we're in the free and clear until we could get her to like a doctor or whatever. Okay, so there's that, and then this nursing cover. I actually got this off of Amazon. I'll see if I can't link it for you. This seriously comes in handy so much. The kids, you can probably hear the kids in the background. There's fighting over some Easter candy and stuff. I use this for obviously nursing cover, but I also use it to put in, like we just went out to eat this past weekend, and I put this in the high chair. And I've used this for a blanket this past weekend so I could lay it on the ground and set her on it. We've washed it since then, so relax. So we use this all the time. Like I use this all the time. So I normally only wash it like once a week at the end of the week whenever I'm restocking. Then I'll go ahead and wash everything that's in there. Except for clothes. Like if she doesn't wear the clothes, I'm not going to wash them. I have enough laundry without adding to it. So this goes in there. So when Lainey was 6 weeks old, I had my first job back at work, and I was doing a wedding that I was gone from, it was like 10 hours, and so she had a nurse, or she had to bottle feed that whole day, and I bought these cheap bottles because I just had a bad feeling like if my husband left, he might forget her actual like Tommy Tippy or all the good bottles. So I bought these cheap bottles just in case, which actually benefited because I later bought this bunny because she has hypoplasia thumb, which makes it kind of hard for her to grip things. Her thumb's just kind of a little, she has like a little abnormalities to her thumb. So we got this bunny and it kind of helps her to grip it so she can practice, you know, bottle feeding herself. But we only keep this in here for like absolute backup. We normally have her actual bottle with us as well. So from there, we also have her changing pad. I really don't ever use this like out in public. I'll lay down like, you know, those little things that they have in there. I'll lay that down and then I'll lay this over it just as double protection because then I have to go back and sanitize this anyway. It's just feels better to me to do it that way because I don't know, I just get grossed out in public places. Speaking of grossed out in public places, I always carry hand sani with me, which came in handy this past weekend when we went out to eat, and I told you I was using that thing. Well, she was in the high chair, she was right at the table length, so I just felt like she's teething so bad, I just felt like she was just gonna chomp on the table. So I took this and dumped it on the table, took a baby wipe and kind of almost made like a Clorox wipe out of it and sanitized the whole table, and then lo and behold, she tries to bite the table, so I had to take her away from it. But anyway, so saved her from picking a Lord knows what at that table. So I always bring hand sani with us everywhere we go. And plus, if my kids are coughing, I don't want anybody else to get anything from my kids, like when they go to practice or anything. So every time they cough, I'm just squeezing it in them. I always bring the blanket. I know it's spring and it's getting warmer now, but we always bring this just in case there's a little chill in the air, or if she needs to lay down on something, which is whatever. This, you know, I always bring a muslin, like really lightweight blanket with us everywhere. I always have a jacket. Like I said, I know it's spring, but there's just always that chill in the air, you know, towards the evening hours. I always bring a bib, like a onesie, and socks, There's my hair on these socks. My hair is on everything. I'm like shedding big time. And a teething ring. These things, I had a friend of mine make these before she was born for Lainey. And these are like her favorite. She uses these over anything else, like by far. She loves them. Yeah, hold on one second. Snacks for the kids. I always have snacks in here. Shoes for Lainey, just in case. I always have this stocked up and ready to go with her formula, just in case we're out. It's always with me. What else? Pretty much the rest is toys. I bring her cast with us for like her hypoplasma. So if we're going to be late, then we can just slip it on her before she falls asleep. That way if we get home and she's already in her jammies and already ready to go, like a lot of times I'll pack jammies if I know we're going to be late. And then I can just lay her down to sleep and she already has this on, so I don't have to worry about waking her up or making her uncomfortable. She's older now. That Barrett showed you a little bear. She's older now, so she's loving these little puffs. So those are really nice. When the snacks aren't working, those typically do the trick. When keeping her happy, I mean. Lotion, I always bring hand lotion with me. This kind I got in an Ipsy bag a long time ago, and I love it. And I'm really like dreading the day when I run out. I'm gonna have to find this and order some. This is Delectables, and it's the lemon and cream. I love the smell of this. And pretty much the rest is toys.
I have cars.
And Barrett has cars. I always bring a spoon with me in case we're out. Yep. And I always bring a spoon with me in case we're out to eat. I would rather her use our spoon. Like I clean it off and stuff ahead of time. I always have a pen, actually 2 pens, my sunglasses, and like I said, the rest is pretty much toys. Here's a little book she likes to have. Let's see, we have this little bunny, I'm pretty sure it's from Target, and then this little unicorn thing is from Walmart. Then she has this little ring. I want to say this is from Babies R Us, Toys R Us or something. And then these are like her main girls right now. This has been her #1 since like Christmas, and she was only a few months old. And then she has this Easter crayons. And then she has, this is the new girlfriend in town, and she just loves these. So these go everywhere with us because she's pretty much going to be happy once you show her one of these guys. And I'll set her like on a blanket, like for like t-ball practice, we'll set her on a big blanket and just let her play during the entire hour to hour and a half practice. She's just involved with her toys.
And we have candy.
And candy from the Easter Bunny. Okay, and then I don't pack this with me, but I'll put it, like before we leave, I'll put it in like an extra cup. She is loving coconut water lately, which is good. I mean, if she's not hungry, she doesn't need like a formula or a bottle or breast milk, and then I just give her this just to quench that thirst, and she's kind of really loving it. Sorry, our lawn guys are here right now. Anyway, so if you're like, oh my gosh, I know your bag isn't closing, you're totally right. It's not closing, like it's, let me just show you. It's stuffed, but I have 4 kids. There's no way we travel light anywhere. Like there's always, and then for when we have practice, when we have practice, I also have their water bottles, their extra snacks. They're just so much all the time. But look, the way I look at it is I'm carrying this, and it's like almost the same. Like I also use it as a purse and not just a diaper bag. So it's better to carry one big one of these than lug 4 kids and 2 bags around. So anyways, I'm so glad I'm back. I cannot wait to get more videos up for you guys. If you guys already don't follow me on Instagram, I will link it below. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.
And we have about a nation.
And we have a toy. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.